It feels good to be home. Tim McMahon, Kendrick Perkins, Shanae Ogumake. I'm Malika Andrews. What did I miss, guys? What's going on?
Howdy, Malika. Welcome back to this side of the pond.
It's good to be back.
Well, you were busy hanging out with all those royals over there. In England. We've just been waiting on word from the king.
Waiting on word from LeBron James, and waiting and waiting and still waiting. But in the meantime, it's been the summer of LeBron, right? As the NBA world awaits his decision, but he's kept busy. LeBron and his 2016 Cavalier championship team, including our very own Richard Jefferson, they took a little trip abroad for the 10-year anniversary of the iconic 3-1 comeback. Amon Shumpert, he made the trip over there as well. But we can't talk about what LeBron's been up to without a little bit of golf. He's been in Ohio, Pennsylvania, the New York area, and he was across the pond as well, although I think it was Scotland, not London. And this past weekend, he was back in the Big Apple for a Jay-Z concert at Yankee Stadium. I wanted to go to that. I know you did too. And then he's scheduled to be at Fanatics Fest on Thursday for a live podcast episode of Mind the Game here. So LeBron's free agency has lasted about 2 weeks so far, making this already the longest free agency of his career when he's switched teams. If history is any guide, when he returned to Cleveland in 2014, the announcement came on July 11th. So Kendrick Perkins, we're bringing it back by popular demand. You have a word of the day on this entire LeBron situation. What is it, my friend?
I do, Malika, and listen, I just realized that school is about to start again in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So Bron needs to hurry up. At this point, the word to describe what he's doing is grandstanding. Grandstanding. I believe that he already knows where he wants to go, but the definition of grandstanding, the act or practice of behaving or performing in a showy way in an attempt to impress others. I believe that he already knows where he wants to go. I believe that LeBron James is in the moment where he wants to feel love. He's loving all the attention. He's loving the phone calls from all the different organizations that want him to come there. He's loving the phone calls from all the other stars and superstars around the league. And rightfully so, because guess what? If I was in this position, damn it, I would be grandstanding as well. But at some point, I want to go on vacation. At some point, I don't want to be on call from when LeBron James make his announcement. Damn it, hurry up. Hurry up.
You might be on call for a couple more days here, Kendrick Perkins, because this has been unspooling since I left a couple of weeks ago. Shanae, LeBron is entering year 24, right? And I think we've talked so much about where he's going to go, what we could possibly be seeing. Enough guessing on that front. What is actually the most valuable skill that he is bringing to his next team now? He's going to turn 42 this season.
So in the spirit of words of the day, I have one particularly for millennials because there was a crazy book and show. The word to describe what LeBron James brings to a squad is he's an anamorph. He's an anamorph, which means he can fit in with any type of basketball. He can fit in with any type of player because he has a skill set that continues to morph to what the team needs to be successful. We saw him last season with the Los Angeles Lakers. He morphed into one of the best, I can't believe we're saying this, third options based off of what we've seen historically in his career. Yeah. He was able to play alongside Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves seamlessly. But then in the same year, we saw what happened in Houston. I still have PTSD because he morphed back into a primary option and won them a playoff series just by the skin on his back and on his, chin. So when you think about LeBron James, he has every skill set, passing, basketball IQ, scoring. And so it's almost like that's why he has so many callers, because everyone knows they can use him, especially the championship pedigree.
There's no reason to believe that at 42 years old, turning 42 in December, this man can't average 25 and 5 and be an all-star this season.
Well, yeah, and I ain't got a fancy word because my IQ's not that high, but LeBron's is.
You said it, not us.
LeBron, look, he's still an amazing athlete, especially for his age, but his athleticism has waned a bit, as it tends to happen for guys in his 40s. Basketball IQ is still historically high. Wherever he goes, that team is going to get a massive boost of know-how, of smarts, of savvy. And that, to me, is the biggest thing that he's going to bring wherever he lands. This is a guy who's been in every situation, who's finished off a ton of playoff series, a ton of games. Whatever team gets him is going to get a whole lot smarter, as I've done, thanks to Perk and Shanae.
Oh, there you go. This is what happens when Stanford joins the show. Perk, but to both of these guys' point, right? When you're looking at LeBron James, last year he became an option off ball. He's able to be that second, that third. If you're looking at a team like, I don't know, the Philadelphia 76ers, maybe on any given night he's the second, third option, or he's the 1-2 option. Are you holding up a 4?
I mean, there's a lot of folks who want the ball.
Sure, exactly. So for Perk, where do you see that best skill fitting?
Well, to be honest with you, when it comes to the regular season, I would love to see LeBron James take a back seat, right? That's why, to me, Cleveland is so perfect for him, because Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and Evan Mobley could get you through 82. 2 games. Now, when you get to the postseason and you need LeBron to be that dude while still having the pieces around him, that's when LeBron James actually loves to show the world that I still could be a number 1 option. I still could be that floor general. So when you look at this order and you're looking at the betting odds, yes, they have the Cavs number 1 and Golden State number 2, which I believe that should be his top 2 destinations. But if I'm LeBron James, considering that my journey started in Cleveland and looking at their roster and what they did in the conference finals, I'm saying to myself, all they was missing was leadership. All they was missing was what Tim just said, the you know how, right? And LeBron James knows how to get it done. And so when you think about the positive impact that he could have on the mindset of a James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, especially Evan Mobley, we talk about bringing the dogs out of players. That's what LeBron could bring to Cleveland.
Well, but are there more? We've been waiting on this for a while. Are there more options, do you think, from your reporting today than there were when this started? Or is this happening because the list is getting more and more whittled down in terms of...
I mean, the options are about 27 teams. It's been really 6 the whole time. I think it's down to 3. One of the 6, though, the Minnesota Timberwolves, that's the one where there's the cleanest fit. They've got a LeBron-sized hole
at the 4
in their starting lineup at power forward. And so, again, that's the cleanest fit. However, I do fear that if LeBron went to Minnesota with Anthony Edwards, with LaMelo Ball, with all their antics, you know, that beard's already got a lot of gray creeping in. I think by the time they came back to LA for the Christmas night matchup, he would look like Santa Claus. It would just be all white.
Well, it takes one to know one, Tim. Let's get to LeBron's former teammate here, Anthony Davis. AD was in Vegas this past week. He was working out with his Wizards team. Now, remember, AD's yet to play a game with Washington. He sustained that left hand injury. It kept him out for the second half of the season. But Wizards general manager Will Dawkins, he spoke with Sirius XM on Davis's future.
DC wants to be in DC. We're going to keep him there. I think the important thing for us is just building on the summer and kind of making sure we're ready to go at the beginning of the year. And he was out here with all of our guys. We had every single one of our team members here for game 1. So we had all 17 guys on the roster here, and he was a big part of what we had going on, working out, leading the group workouts for our veteran players. So it'll be a fun summer. Obviously, we'll have a conversation when we're allowed to officially have a conversation.
When they're allowed to potentially have a conversation. So he's not August 6th, right? That's when we're talking about an extension being eligible. But it's their own players, so I would imagine that you give an inclination one way or another by now.
And you mentioned that left hand, that healed right after the season and right after they maximized their lottery odds, which they end up winning and getting AJ Bonds, but it's fully healed now.
Yeah.
And I can tell you this, he can go like this. Gimme. Pay me. You paid Trae Young. You gave Trae Young essentially a max extension. I just don't know how you look Rich Paul and Anthony Davis in the eye and say, hey, we want you to just hold on. Just wait. We're not ready to extend you. I don't think that conversation would go very well.
Shanae, what's your reaction to this?
Is Washington, it's time to wake up. It's winning time. Finally, please, Lord, because it has been since the last time the Wizards won 50 games, 1979. The last time they won a playoff series, 2017. The last time they were in the playoffs, 2021. It's time to win. And I know that the Eastern Conference right now is an arms race, but when you look at their roster, you need a big 3 in a different way, especially when you have AJ Bonds coming in at the literal 3 and D position that can bring in an influx of accountability and just passion for the game. You have Trae Young, an all NBA type of point guard. He's always up there with scoring and assists. And you potentially have Anthony Davis as a center. We know what he's capable of. This is a solid roster to get wins. So if there's any time to turn things around, it is now, because the Washington Wizards fans, it feels like they've been sleeping for a while. It's a sleeping beauty. Time to wake up. Time to wake up.
Well, it's now for the ownership, too.
And
go ahead, Bert.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say was, for Anthony Davis, this is a moment for him to be selfish. Selfish in a way that you want to find a home. Like, if I'm Anthony Davis, I embrace this situation. I would actually go to Rich Paul, his agent, and tell him, I'm not looking to get traded to any other destination. No, I want to be in Washington. I want to show the world that I'm still AD. AD, when healthy, is still a top 10 to top 15 player in this league. He's still a guy that's going to go out there and is going to give you 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks a night. And so, again, AD, I don't want to look at him on the back part of his career and look at him as a journeyman. Like, if he was to get traded and they was to move on from the Wizards and he wanted to go elsewhere, this will be his 4th team in the last, year and a half? That's not for Anthony Davis. And so the Wizards, yes, they have to make it right and make sure when August the 6th comes, they pick up their phone and say, we want to extend you. But if I'm Anthony Davis, I'm also putting my foot down and I'm telling Rich Paul that I'm not trying to go anywhere else. I want to be here and I'm about to make no noise here, and I'm about to show the world I'm still AD, and that I'm still one of the best in the business.
I mean, that all sounds great, but let's be honest. The reason that he's in Washington is because the Mavericks didn't want to deal with this discussion about he wants an extension. And it's not just that he wants an extension. He wants a massive extension.
Right.
A max or near max type of extension. That's why he went to Washington. That's why there wasn't much of a market for him before the trade deadline last year. And the Wizards didn't have to give up a whole lot to get him. But look, I understand what Perk's saying. And I also am just going to point out, like, front offices don't get forever. And that's why they went ahead and they were aggressive getting AD, getting Trae Young. Last year was a tank year. They finally got some lottery luck. There is real pressure on the front office in Washington to